the act of love bombing is the gifting side, or the love bombing is a combination of the gifting and the pullback?
It's the both. And understand this, it's not just gift. You can meet someone who is texting you all day, every day, who's calling you 3-4 times out the day. You guys used to stay on the phone all night talking and laughing, and they want to see you all the time, and then that stops.
I am of the soft boy era. Love bomb me, please. Okay. So I'm being funny.
You remember that movie, Thin Line Between Love and Hate?
So look,
what happened when old girl started buying Martin Lawrence all them suits?
She was trying to love bomb him, but he couldn't be love bombed.
He was excited about the limo. She was trying to love bomb him, but the effects of love bombing were not going to hit him because there was no emotional connection there.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
So he kind of sounds like how you were saying, love bomb me. Give me all this stuff. But this is not how you get me to connect to you emotionally, right? For some people, it would be just the opposite. Well, like you said, my love language is acts of service. So that wouldn't be a real emotional connection for me.
Love bomb me.
For me, I'm always leery when a person wants to do so much, because then I'm like, okay, so what am I have to do in return? Because very few times where you meet somebody who's willing to do all these things for you and they don't want anything in return. Like that is, and I'm not saying it doesn't happen, it's just rare.
And even speaking to the point of love bombing, going back to that movie, even in her personality trait, I don't know if you remember, she started trying to change him a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
She did. The way he talked, the way he dressed.
Right.
A lot of what she was doing was because she wanted him to look a different way. She wanted him to talk a different way. Yeah, act a different way. Yeah.
From a love bombing standpoint, that's the first thing a pimp does is he get a woman, he clean her up. He go buy a bunch of nice clothes, whether she don't realize they're gonna be the clothes you can wear out on the stroll. But he buy a bunch of nice clothes, he wine her and dine her, and he show her the life that she can have with him. You just don't know what comes with getting that life yet.
A lot of times people want to date, and I would say that they're not really dateable. And what I mean by that is there's some things that you need to clean up before you start dating, or it could be very problematic. A lot of times people date out of necessity. I'm lonely. I want support. I want security. I want safety, and all of those things are things that are important to have in a relationship. But when you are dating kind of from that standpoint of not having that, it really puts you at higher risk to fall for certain things. Another illustration of how sometimes love bombing even happens is because people can pick up on certain things about people, and they can give you exactly what it is, even though that you didn't say you needed it. Keep in mind, a lot of times with love bombers, they start off doing all these things because that's their gimmick. That's their way of.
It's about their intentions and manipulation. That's basically what love bombing kind of ball.
To reel you in. So like if you're fishing, like that's the bait. Hook, line, and sinker. Now I got you. And now that I have you, I don't have nothing else. Because again, I don't know how to keep a relationship. I know how to reel you in. I just don't know how to keep you.
Is there any such thing as a positive or good love bomber? Can it be a good? Okay, gotcha.
No, love bombing is negative. It's a form of abuse. The reason it falls under abuse is because they manipulate you. They manipulate you into believing that you have entered into a relationship with this person. And just as soon as you catch feelings and you fall in love, then the real person shows up. Who shows up? That's who they are throughout. Like they never go back to who you fell in love with. The thing is, everybody wants to be the anomaly. Everybody wants to be the exception. I need people to understand that while it's cute to think that you're the exception to the rule, 9.5 times out of 10, we are the rule. We're not the exception. You're not the one who's going to meet somebody after a week, fall in love, and then they stay married, for the next 50 years. That's the exception. But the biggest thing I would say to all of this is know the things that you might still, have to work on, or some things that are still deficits. Because I've known a lot of people coming straight out of bad relationships or divorces or whatever, and then you jump right back into something new. And then what happens? This individual is not who you were just dating. Their great qualities make the person you were just dating look like the devil. But you're not looking at the fact that nobody's perfect, and this individual also has some deficits. But you're just looking at all these great qualities, and that's all they want you to see. Actually, they're hoping that you don't notice the things that they don't do well. So that's part of why it would also be considered a manipulation tool. Is that I want to do all these good things in hopes that you don't pay attention to all the other stuff that is not so good.
What I heard you say is this, Doc, and I definitely know what the love bomber is. And for me, I think it definitely boils down to that person's intentions, and their intentions are generally there to manipulate you, and it's definitely a form of abuse, and that is, in essence, to me, what a love bomber is. So I definitely now know what a love bomber is.
Yes, it is definitely a form of manipulation and emotional and mental abuse. Absolutely.